Hi everyone, welcome back to a small engine tutorial. It's winter time now in Sydney, and today we're going to fix this Roman NB2100 brass cutter which is not working from a friend of mine. So today I'm going to show you how to fix and repair this unit. And this unit has a similar engine with Makita RST200, RST201, RST210, RST250, and RBC2110. And also, if you're repairing a Kawasaki trimmer or brass cutter, and you can also use this video as your reference to fix the carburetor for Kawasaki KBA 27A, KBL 27A, and also the KBL 33A, and also the KBH 48A. So let's get started. Here we have the Makita RST210 and the Robin NB2100, and they are pretty much the same engine. So you can see that the construction of the engine is pretty much the same. So the carburetor here, which is a Tiki carburetor, also the same as Tiki carburetor. So if you're fixing a Makita RST210, you can use this video as your reference, as they are both the same. First is we need to test for the compression and spark. So to test the compression, so using the compression tester, so for the compression of the any two-stroke engine has to be at least greater than 90 psi. So below 90 psi the engine it's very difficult to start. So we'll see what the compression it looks like. So we have here 120 psi, which is very good. Next is we need to test for the spark. So to test the spark, just plug the spark plug and connect this one to the metal part of the engine while grounding the spark plug, and switch this one to on and crank the engine. So we have a spark. So the engine has a very good compression with 120 psi and a spark, and the chances is the problem is the carburetor. So we're going to rebuild the carburetor, and let's do that. So take the carburetor off. I'm going to remove the screw that holds the air filter base and the two mounting screw of the carburetor. Now we can remove the throttle. Okay. So the fuel line. So you have to note which one is the intake, which one is the return line. So looking on the inside of the fuel tank, so we know that this is the return line and this is the intake fuel line from the fuel filter. So we're going to rebuild this carburetor. First is we need to clean this carburetor. Now it's clean. So we can still reuse the old manifold gasket if it's still in good shape. So now we have to remove the metering side. So this is a primer bulb, a retaining plate, the primer bulb. This is a primer base assembly. So we need to replace this gasket here So when you take this gasket, it's impossible not to damage, because it's really stiff and hardened. So but I'll try to carefully remove that, so to show you what the gasket looks like. So, and also it's important when you replace a gasket, you can compare this one with the new kit. So that's the upper part, and then there's another plate in between. Just to correct myself, this is the fuel pump side. The metering side is this part here. So this is a fuel pump side. So just use this one to separate. So that's a intermediate plate or something. So we have this fuel pump diaphragm. So I'll try to separate the fuel pump diaphragm so you can see. So it's hardened already and stiff. So that's a fuel pump diaphragm. And there's another one here, which is the fuel pump gasket. So this is impossible not to damage this gasket. So we have a new replacement, so we have to replace this one. So there are two different types of gasket. One is this one, and the other one is that, and you can easily identify and differentiate the shape between the two. So in replacing this one with the new gasket, it's easy to identify. So we'll clean this one here. Now I'm going to remove the metering side. So we have this diaphragm here. This is the metering diaphragm. That's the plate. So the metering diaphragm is still soft, and it seems like you can still reuse this one, but for now I'm going to replace this one anyway, because the fuel pump diaphragm is already stiff. So we have the full kit, so we just replace it. Now I need to remove the metering lever. To remove the metering lever, I just undo the screw here that holds the metering pin. And while undoing the screw, releasing the screw, and you need to make sure that to hold the metering lever, because there's a spring underneath, so not to lose the spring. So that's a metering lever with the needle valve, the pin. That's the needle valve here. That's a metering lever, and that's a needle valve. And underneath is the metering spring. So either just leave that screw. So, and also changing the o-ring of the jet, I need to remove this small retaining plate, and doing this screw here. and that retaining plate. So this is the jet that underneath. So this is the main jet. So there's O-ring that we're going to replace. The kit that we have, or the kit available that we supply, comes with this O-ring, and the normal kit that you can purchase anyway online, eBay or Amazon, which is a TK7, doesn't comes with this O-ring. There's two O-rings, one on the main jet, the check valve, one on the check valve, and also one on the main jet down here underneath. So we're also going to take that main jet. So that's the main jet, and with the O-ring. So we especially order these particular O-rings specific for this TK, for the TK carburetor for Makita and similar carburetor, or the Robin, and it's available in our website or our AB store. So this is the kit, the O-ring that we specialized order, and which doesn't comes with the normal kit that you can purchase anyway. Okay, we're going to remove this kit because this is very important to replace this one because it's already hardened. So when taking this one off, it's very it's brittle and it breaks. So that's for the main jet. Sorry, that's for the check valve, and this one here is for the main jet, which is also hardened. It's very important to replace these two O-rings. Okay, we're just going to clean this carburetor, including the body, and also to get access to the body of the carburetor, we need to remove this throttle. So there's two screws that holds the throttle body. And we can remove this throttle. So that's the rotary valve throttle. And this is the nozzle from directly from the main jet. So we're going to clean this one. So I use the Scheelite for cleaning. This is a very excellent solvent for cleaning. It's not really hard for the smell, and also it's not too strong for the carburetor or the diaphragms. And this is the same solvent that used on the watchmaking cleaning. It's already dark and it's really getting cold, and you have to hurry because I won't be able to stay any longer under the very outside cold weather. So we just clean all the larger parts, including the primer base assembly and the throttle body. So this is the primer base, primer valve, check valve. Still in good shape. So one thing before we forgot is the mesh. Either we can just remove the mesh and clean the mesh separate. So make sure you don't lose the mesh, because if you don't have a replacement part for that. So using a T strainer with the steel wool inside. So we use this one for cleaning small parts, especially screws and metering. So we take all the screws first. Then all the small parts. So make sure that everything, that nothing is left in here, especially the spring. Sometimes the spring will get caught on the steel wool. So we have the spring here, so all good. So the last part is to clean this primary check valve. So make sure that the jet is pretty much clean. You can use a guitar string or a tiny guitar string for cleaning this part. Okay, here is we have the smallest guitar string. I think that's all good. So we're going to assemble the carburetor. So here we have the kit, and it also fits on the Kawasaki, and so it's a custom order kit which comes with O-rings, so here we have the diaphragm. So we just check and compare with the old diaphragm that we have. This is the upper gasket, which we also have one in here. We have the fuel pump gasket. That's the diaphragm, metering diaphragm. We also have the metering diaphragm that is metal type, and the two O-rings for the check valve and jet. Okay, so first is we need to install the O-ring for the main jet, and O-ring for the check valve. So first is I'm going to install the main jet, then the check valve, this retaining plate, so we have the metering, so we have the spring here, the screw. Okay, just partially place the screw so it's easy to install. You can hold this one with your finger, or just use a twister to gradually place the assembly, and make sure that it's sitting, the metering lever is sitting straight into the spring, metering spring. Hold it and tight the screw. So the primer base assembly, so we just place the mesh. When you're already experienced with this one, Just use a tweezer to push this one gradually and evenly, or you can use the back of the drill bit with the right size to push the mesh in place. So we can place the diaphragm, then the plate with the 2 screws. Okay, here first is we need to place the bottom gasket first. This is for the fuel pump side. Just right there. Then the diaphragm. So make sure that the diaphragm is sitting properly on the right valve. Just right there. So you can see the old marking here, which this one is sitting right there and that one sitting right here. So we just place it like that. Then this gasket. We will place the check valve later. So these 2 here on this side. And place the new primer bulb. Then the longer screws, all the 4 screws. So it's all good. So it's ready for installing into the engine. Okay, to install this one, we just insert this. So the return line. And the intake fuel line here. So we have this primer base, sorry, the air filter base. So the air filter. So this is the choke for this one, and to start you just press that one. So when the engine starts, when you press the lever, it will release that choke. So start, crank, then when the engine starts, rev, and release the choke. Okay, let's try the engine. Just fill this one with the fuel. Okay, let's prime. Let's put this on choke. It's on. Okay, let's start. thanks for watching a video tutorial for today. I hope you find it useful and informative, especially when fixing this particular engine, Robin. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and we will have more videos in the future. And see you next time. Bye for now.